Alright, so it's time to explain exactly what future Trunks' future is like. So in many Masakox what ifs, future Trunks' timeline is mostly left unchanged, and I've decided to leave that here except incorporating the what if future go on survive what if. So unfortunately no future Ranch or future Nappa, sorry. And I've also made a change to when Beerus arrived on Earth, where Imperfect Cell doesn't have enough Saiyan in him to complete the ritual, so Bulma sends Trunks into the past to go take a Saiyan from the past to bring to the present. Beerus and Whis find Trunks about to leave, and Whis attempts to stop Trunks mid-departure, but Whis' intervention accidentally sends Trunks into the past of a very different alternate reality, which is why Trunks ended up here. Now, back to the present. So Trunks starts freaking out seeing the capsule broken and wonders how that could have happened. I'll say that him turning Super Saiyan along with the pressure of deflecting the missiles from King Gurume's was enough to damage the capsule. Trunks is still able to take out the time machine, but it's very busted, almost beyond repair. Guinea tries to comfort Trunks and tells him that maybe Dr. Briefs can fix it up. Trunks sees a ray of hope and brings the machine to Dr. Briefs in hopes that he may be able to fix it. Bulma keeps trying to hit on Trunks and spend time with him, but Trunks just tells her that he's really not that interested and hopes that they can at least be friends. He still doesn't want to tell her that he's her son from the future since, if he tells her now, then he might never be born. Bulma doesn't take this too well since she really wants to date him, but she eventually cools off. Trunks attempts to give Dr. Brief any info he has on the time machine, but it doesn't really help, and Dr. Brief says he'll try his best with what he has. Trunks sulks around, not really knowing what he's going to do now, when he suddenly realizes he may be able to try and change the future for the better by training Kakarot to make her way stronger. Since if Kakarot is stronger, then maybe she can defeat the androids before they become a threat and be strong enough to take on Beerus eventually in the future. Plus, you could tell Kakarot to spare the Saiyans during the Saiyan invasion, so when Beerus does eventually wake up in this timeline, they would have enough Saiyans to perform the ritual. Trunks immediately goes to visit Kakarot and asks her if she's interested in training with him. Kakarot is thrilled to be offered this, and she wants to learn all of Trunks' moves and become as strong as him. Kakarot also tells Mark, and he decides to train alongside Trunks as well. So for the next year, Trunks trains Kakarot and Mark, and they become much stronger. It was a little rough at first, but they've improved by a huge margin. Before their training, I'd say that Kakarot is at about a power level of 8 and Mark at around a 5, but after a year training with Trunks, I'd say that Kakarot is at around 20,000 and Mark at 15,000. Now, I know, those are astronomical increases in power, but think about it. This Trunks is extremely powerful, and training consistently with these two for over a year would insanely increase their battle power, since again, he is extremely strong as well. He's also taught them to sense ki, fly, and fire ki blast, so as of right now, these two could solo all of the original Dragon Ball. Kakarot's trained a little with Guinea too, since she wanted to show her mother how strong she was, and Guinea has gotten a little stronger through training with Kakarot, but she's not too into fighting like her daughter, and she just supports the group training and cooks a big meal for them once they've finished. Bulma has also been watching how good Trunks is while training the kids, and she's also taken an interest on how he was able to make her little sis so strong, so she decides to ask him to train her as well. Trunks is instantly taken aback, but he doesn't really have any reason not to, and it might make her be able to defend herself better, so he agrees to give her some light training. Dr. Brief is also almost finished the time machine, but he just needs the correct fuel he's struggling to get at the moment, but Trunks is almost able to get home. One day, while going through town, Kakarot and Mark see a sign for the World Martial Arts Tournament being held soon, and they decide to enter. Trunks remembers his mom telling stories of Goku partaking in the tournament, so he allows them to, but he tells them to go very easy since they're much stronger than everybody. The duo promise and go to compete, with Trunks, Bulma, and Guinea going to watch as well. Also, Jackie Chun and Krillin are there as well, since I don't think Roshi would decline Krillin going to train with him, but Roshi may have trained Krillin a little harder after seeing how strong Trunks was, so Krillin may be a little stronger. Also, Sleeping Princess in Devil's Castle never occurs, since when Krillin arrived at Roshi's, he already had his own offering, and Roshi was more motivated to train anyway after his little bout with Trunks. I'll say that the tournament bracket would be Kakarot, Mark, Jackie Chun, Krillin, Bacterian, Nam, Renfun, and Giran. Remember, Yamcha isn't here since he's still in the desert because he never got his chance to be reformed. I'm going to only switch up one of the brackets and pit Mark against Krillin. Krillin tries his best in this match, but Mark is leagues ahead of Krillin and knocks him out of the ring. Krillin is extremely surprised how Mark was able to knock him out so easily, and keeps an eye on Mark during the duration of the tournament. The next match will be Jackie Chun vs Bacterian, with Jackie taking out Bacterian easily. The next two matches go pretty much unchanged, except Kakarot takes out Giran in no time flat. The next match would be Mark vs Jackie Chun, with Jackie remembering Mark from Roshi's Island and asking him if that teenager trained him. Mark is confused on how this old man would know who Trunks is, but just states yes, he was trained by Trunks. Jackie's impressed on how strong Mark has gotten, and similar to his match with Tien and Kanon, Jackie hops out of the ring. Jackie then returns to being Roshi, and he tells Krillin that once the tournament is finished, that the two of them are going to stay here and train with those two boys and get as strong as them. Kakarot faces Nom, and easily defeats him, with Roshi still deciding to help him out over his water crisis, and the final match is between Kakarot and Mark. The two have an immense battle, which I'll say is pretty similar to the one between Goten and Trunks in canon, and the whole crowd is shocked by the amazing power of these two kids. I'll say that Kakarot comes out as victor in the end, but congratulates Mark for an excellent fight. After the tournament is over, Roshi and Krillin catch up with the gang, and ask if Krillin can train alongside the boys while Roshi oversees Trunks' training methods. Trunks is happy to finally meet Krillin after his mom told nice stories of him from the future, so he's happy to take on Krillin as another pupil. During their training around the world, the Red Ribbon Army is going around and collecting the Dragon Balls. Trunks knows that now is around a time when Goku is supposed to go destroy the Red Ribbon Army, and he has a plan to make sure the androids never exist. He takes a Dragon Radar Bulma built and gives it to Kakarot and Mark, telling them they should go and try to find the Dragon Balls again, and it should be a much faster journey since they can now fly. The duo are excited and take the Dragon Radar to go track down the Dragon Balls. Their journey is much shorter than the original Red Ribbon saga, as the duo come across the army at every Dragon Ball they attempt to find and are easily able to defeat them. They storm Muscle Tower easily, befriend Android 8, and even General Blue isn't a problem, since they'll just go underwater and use their Buster Cannon move Trunks taught them to blow up the underwater cave and get to Dragon Ball, bypassing General Blue entirely. The two do head to Korn's tower to get the Dragon Ball from Bora and Upa, and Mercenary Tao does arrive to stop them, but he's complete fodder compared to these two, and Mark easily wipes the floor with him, since Mark deserves a win. The two then storm the Red Ribbon HQ, easily defeat Commander Red and Officer Black, and get all the Dragon Balls. The two successfully return home to Capsule Corp and show Trunks that they managed to get all the Dragon Balls. Trunks congratulates the two, and then asks them if they met anybody named Dr. Gero, and the two said that they didn't. Trunks then goes to Bulma and asks her if she knows who Dr. Gero is, and she says she does, so Trunks asks her if he can have the address to his lab. With the address, Trunks goes to find Gero's lab to find nothing. The two had just torn apart the Red Ribbon Army, so there's no high-tech plans for revenge quite yet. There are some blueprints on some failed android experiments, so Trunks takes these blueprints and blows up Dr. Gero's lab to put a huge dent in his research. Trunks returns to Capsule Corp, and upon further review of the android blueprints, Dr. Gero was planning to kidnap a couple of teenagers and turn them into his test subjects. And this is enough to get him arrested, and the whole android plot is stopped dead in its tracks, thanks to Trunks' intervention. Now, with his work done, Trunks tells Kakarot and Mark that he thinks it's time for him to return home. The two are extremely saddened and thought that he lived at Capsule Corp and that he was going to stay forever, but Trunks tells him that he's actually from a faraway land and that he misses his friends and family and he wants to see them again. The two realize it's selfish of them to keep Trunks away from his family and say their goodbyes. Trunks then uses the Dragon Balls to wish for the fuel for the time machine, which Shenron is easily able to grant, and the time machine is finally fixed. Trunks asks Guinea if she's still willing to go help save the future, and luckily she is more than willing to go now after getting to know Trunks over this past year, and the two head to Trunks' future. Now, some of you may be concerned that time flows side by side from the present and the future, so Trunks has technically been gone for over a year. So what Trunks does is that he puts in the time that he left, and he returns to his time, and he's only technically been gone for a few seconds. Beerus is not at all pleased that mortals have access to time travel, since it's strictly forbidden, but his urge to fight the Super Saiyan God is greater, so he'll decide to let it slide just this once. Guinea is very anxious in the presence of all these people that she doesn't know, and the greatest surprise to her is seeing Goku, and realizing that in this universe, he's a male. They don't have time to dwell on that, however, and the ritual is performed with Gohan becoming the Super Saiyan God and battling Beerus. During this time, Guinea talks with her alternate son, and she expresses how proud she is of what he's become, and how she hopes that her daughter turns out just the same. Trunks then realizes that Beerus probably won't let her return to her time if Gohan is able to beat him, so the two quickly return Guinea to her time with a farewell from Goku, and they return to the present. Once they return, Guinea thanks Trunks for everything he has done for her daughter, and hopes that his timeline will be safe, and wishes him luck. Trunks thanks Guinea as well, and with one last tearful look upon the past, Trunks returns to the future. And that's where we're going to leave things right now. Trunks has really changed a lot in the past, and I'm really looking forward to covering what's going to happen to these characters next time. Until we meet again, guys, see you later.